motion to approve the agenda?
I motion, approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We also need approval of the minutes before we go to that approval. Does anyone have any comments there? I wasn't here. I'm on the excuse list, but it shows that I called it to order.
So you obviously
You did a great job.
Yeah.
you're paying our mortgage on straightforward.
So even though I wish I could say I called it to order on at 7:08, I wasn't here to do it. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that was Genevieve that called it to order.
Yeah, I assume. Okay, any other comments on the minutes? Okay, do I have a motion?
Yeah, I move that we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I also. Okay, nothing on the consent or the administrative session, so we'll jump right into the legislative session. And do you have a presentation for us? Well, your voice is presentation enough. We actually had it pulled up, so we'll leave it up there on the
Yeah,
screen
thank
if you
you.
don't have anything else.
So what we have before you today is a opportunity to make a recommendation to the city council on a proposed annexation into Springville City. This is an odd little piece. This is, oh yeah, I'm in the. This is down here, kind of at the southeast corner of Hobble Creek Haven. At the end of this bulb here at the intersection of Hollow Creek Drive and 1200 South, there's kind of a large lot that comes back in here. And the applicant has essentially completed a subdivision process to create a 3-lot subdivision here with 1 lot up here, then a double flag lot in the rear. What was discovered during the process is that the city boundaries are not contiguous with the property lines, which is not completely unique. As we move east into Springville towards the canyon, there's some weird stuff that's happened over the times as the things have been annexed or the county has created tax parcels for different kind of taxing districts. But here, this notch essentially comes up into this property, and it is not in Mapleton, it is not in Springville, it is an unincorporated Utah County island. So we couldn't approve a subdivision that encompassed property that was outside of our land use jurisdiction. So the applicant has done, and Sean Scholes is our applicant, he's sitting here behind us, has provided a subdivision or an annexation plat describing the boundary of this small parcel part of the larger property to be brought into Springville. That has been reviewed by the city council to essentially accept it for consideration, and then it has been reviewed by the county surveyor in terms of technical accuracy, and that review has been completed, and he's accepted that. So now we're at the stage where you as the Planning Commission make a recommendation to the City Council to formally annex this SNK annexation parcel of, I just love the square footage on this, I gotta scroll over and see it, 8,500 square feet essentially into Springville City. And there are no department concerns. It meets all the qualifications in terms of ability to provide utilities and all the other elements we look at when evaluating annexation. Really, it's not something we were even really aware of that there was an island here, but this will clean it up and allow Mr. Schultz to move forward with the construction of his subdivision.
Any questions for you guys, or comments, or
This is just
discussion items?
piece, part of that. Go back to that map if you could.
Yes.
aware of this area. I thought it was further east there, so that now I feel a lot better about this. So this is just adding on to that existing, development that they're doing right there, right?
Correct. Our parcels aren't rendering really well, so I'm going to show you the Utah County parcel map. It actually helps. It is that piece.
Yeah, I know, it's right across.
So it's not a separate parcel. It's actually a part of that parcel because the city line doesn't follow the property line.
So there will be no more county property in this area.
Correct.
There's not-
So now all of this
Anything else
parcel will be in
peeping
one
out.
city. It does leave some county islands on the Mapleton side.
What about that house that's halfway in the?
There are some gaps and random pieces here, but that's why you can see this kind of line bearing in that direction is reflected here.
And that follows the fence line, existing
That-
fence
So
line.
there will
So is
still
that
be a little
county?
bit of
There will still be a little bit of an island on the property of the property owner in Mapleton.
Madsen.
Madsons.
Correct.
Are they aware of it?
I
The
don't
part-
know if they
the
are.
Part
or
of their
not.
house hangs into county property.
The reason
Nowhere
I'm
now.
asking is, have they been notified of this?
Yes, they are aware of this process. Yes.
And it's not gonna affect anything as far as like providing sewer or water or
No.
anything? It's still, everything we're able to do all that?
Correct. We are already planning to serve this parcel. We just didn't realize that a piece of that parcel.
How do you serve sewer to that entire parcel? I wasn't in a discussion in that at all. How
It's
do
a-
you provide sewer to that? That's a lower.
I'm sure that the applicant can walk you through that. They've gone through all the engineering for the site.
And Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's a residential subdivision, the state legislature actually doesn't require that they come before planning commission for approval now.
Correct, for the subdivision. That's why you haven't seen the
Right,
subdivision.
so that, we wouldn't see any utility plans or anything as
Yeah.
part of that subdivision approval.
Correct.
But considering it's only 2 flag lots, it's essentially the 3 lots that say S and K Estates right there, and
It's these 3 lots.
they're approving 2 flag lots and a single family lot on the front.
Correct.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that wasn't something we were now gonna have to supply utility, because that could be an issue there.
Yeah, these lots were already serviceable and all the engineering is done.
Yeah.
We just needed to get the whole property,
Yeah.
in
I just
Springville.
knew of some of the history on that.
It has had an interesting history.
It has a history.
It has a history.
Is
Now it's
that
gonna have a
why-
future.
Is that why it has a little
No,
nowhere land?
no, no. We don't know why that is. The other aspects of the current parcelization and things relate to that history, but this weirdness on the property, or the fact that really we have a tag into a property that's, it's just weird.
Does S&K have full, rights to that property now? Is that all secured? Good job, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, they are the fee owners of these 3 parcels.
I just was wondering if there was any contesting there, so.
So, at the end of this, there's gonna be a little jog down into Mapleton from Springville.
No, it's gonna go,
That's existing.
yes.
And then there's gonna be,
Well, this isn't a jog down into Mapleton.
it's not,
It actually is a little complicated.
okay.
There may be something else going on over here, but we're
Also with
satisfied.
Mr. Scholl's, or is this different?
No, related to this property, but we're satisfied that we can move forward, and we don't have any additional concerns beyond getting this island, getting the boundary in the right place.
So,
There may be a piece of this property down here that is in Mapleton and may need to, at some point, someone may pursue a boundary line adjustment or a municipal boundary adjustment to get this to line up perfectly to the property lines, but right now it's so negligible.
Josh, would it
Not
be
an
wise
issue.
while we're at it, just to get rid of that island?
It could be, except for it involves Mapleton City and adds additional time and delay to the applicant for something
No,
that's
I'm
not
fine
his
getting this done, but
responsibility.
maybe as a follow-up, I don't know. It just seems so weird that we would leave this little chunk of county. I wouldn't want to,
So then this property
Delay
in
Mr. Scholl's.
Mapleton is gonna have Mapleton unincorporated and Springville as part of their property.
Down here?
Is that right?
W-
Is that top left-hand corner
This
their
is,
property?
no, this is the property to the south of Madsen property.
Oh, okay.
And then this is the Schultz property, the S&K
Okay.
Estates property.
So it'll be a straight line across
No, it's not.
when we're done.
Highlighted
it's
No.
angled right here.
Oh, why?
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause
That little piece right there is still county land.
But Mapleton,
Well-
you know.
So I'm saying after we get
This
this
piece
one.
here is actually Mapleton.
Yeah.
This piece will stay in the county.
And then the piece next to it looks
Is
like it's
Springville.
Springville.
This piece right here,
Yeah,
it made,
okay.
that's, this whole, this whole boundary line is a hot mess. We have, somebody we know, yeah. I didn't mean to click on that one.
Yeah, that was,
No, no. This has been reviewed by engineering and our whole team, and this is actually handled, the logistical or the procedural part of it is handled by the recorder's department, the city recorder. So this comes to you, your staff report actually came from Kim Crane, the city recorder, and we've just handled it in terms of bringing it to you as part of the process.
Any other comments or questions? Mr. Scholes, did you want to say, are you finished, Josh?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Scholes, did you have anything to say?
No, I don't have anything to add. Josh explained it well. Property line that's all part of our property line, and we're just trying to get it.
Yeah.
resolved.
So are you giving up that piece that's kind of in no man's land now, or how are you, who's owning that now? That's,
Oh,
that
that's-
little wedge,
That's,
not-
that's part of the
County.
Island.
property owner, that's
What?
Madsen.
That's the Mapleton.
Are you talking about this piece right here?
yes.
That's good.
That is part of the Madsen property, the Grant and
Oh,
Delia.
Perfect. Thank you.
So now with annexing this, your entire property is now in Springville? Or do you have a little chunk in,
A little sliver.
Looks like the new boundary line puts it all into Springville that way. Mhm. That side of it, it sounds like it's been resolved with the county.
Yes, all of the
Yeah.
area, all of the portions of Mr. Schultz's property that
They're resolved.
currently in the county will now be in
Yeah.
but there, is that little triangle jog on the right side their property?
Can we issue
Okay.
a building permit for that if it's not the entire property?
There was no concern on our boat for that bottom line piece.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? If not, I'll open it for public hearing.
Not seeing anyone approaching the podium, I move to close the public hearing.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye also. Okay, do I have a motion?
I move to accept and recommend the S&K annexation petition to be approved for certification.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'm an aye also. Let's see, seeing as we have nothing else on the agenda, is there anything else that anyone wants to bring up? When's our next meeting, Heather? So we're going for a little break.
Merry
Anything?
Christmas and Happy New Year.
Anything anyone wants to hit before we close this final
11th
meeting
is
of
a
the year?
Saturday.
I do have your gift for you.
Thank you.
I'll hand it out.
Very nice.
That's with our paychecks, right?
No, that's under the.
There we go.
Put this on your paycheck as a fringe benefit, so you'll be taxed on this book.
That's,
So, Mr. Schultz,
Thank you.
now you just have
Thank you, Josh.
the city council meeting to go to, so,
Sounds like that should be easy.
yeah.
Imagine it's been a fun ride.
discoveries.
Well, good luck on the final, hopefully the final,
Steps.
lap here.
So enjoy the book. It is a much more readable take on the subject than kind of the standard bearing book on the subject that we could have gotten you, and much shorter. So enjoy this one, and I'm sure the topic covered will arise a bunch as we move through the next year.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
the
you so
wrapping.
much.
Heather wrapped the books
Wow.
and
Lovely.
purchased them, and does all the hard work.
Yeah.
I hate to open it.
My wife will love this as well, even, so that's saying something. Anyway,
move,
happy New Year, Merry Christmas, you guys. We'll see you,
Yes.
see you next year.
Yeah.
But if we don't have anything else, I move to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let's roll.